I put an Acura RSX spoiler on my 2002 Honda Civic EM2. It doesn't bolt on, the studs don't line up, the pedestal doesn't perfectly match the trunk. In this video, I'm going to show you exactly how I made it fit. What the hell is up, y'all? I was partially like doing this project, and then I realized, and mind you, my garage is very dirty right now. And then I realized that nobody's made a video about this shit, and somebody needs to. So that is the EM2, and this is not the EM2 spoiler. That is the EM2 spoiler. This is the RSX spoiler. And if you look at it, this is the mounting point for the RSX, and I just made the mounting points for the Civic, and then I made this big ass hole, and you're gonna see what I'm gonna do here with this. Okay, if you want to know where you're putting this shit, here's this like crease, and it matches up with the body line, like, and then you do the same on both sides to where it's on to the body line, it's pointing at the body line. And then also you'll notice that the fucking spoiler doesn't even, like, that shit's not flush. Alright, it is the next day. It is the next day. You could probably see I got it figured out on how I was going to do it. If you look really closely, it's very simple on how I do it. I'm going to pull this off and show more in depth. But these are the mounting holes for the RSX. And you're going to have to create your own mounting holes. Like drill a hole where it's supposed to be mounted on the EM2. And then put a fucking big ass hole in the center so that you could put your bolts down like through this way, and then tighten it like that. And that's like the easiest way to do it, because there's like washers in there and it's holding it like along the whole surface, if that makes sense. And then you could probably tell, like, I didn't even do it completely straight, like it's off but it still looks completely fine. And then I seen somebody on TikTok was saying, like, so the trunk doesn't work, bro. Hold on, it does fucking work. Hold on, give me the you know what doesn't work is my thing that unlocks the trunk from the back. But this does work. I could even lift it up by the wing now because it's so sturdy. But yeah, this is got to be the best solution for putting this spoiler on here. This is the old one right here, and if you look closely, the mounting holes, like here's one, the other one is just non-existent, and it was held in with like, if you see that hole right there, it was held in with like self-tap screws, and it was literally flapping around on the highway, bro. Okay, so I kind of showed you guys somewhat of the idea of how you have to mount this thing on here. What I did was a big ass access hole so I could put my fucking finger in there. And by finger, I mean one of these that turns and does this situation right here. One of these little movements. You feel me? And that's how I'm able to, I had the bolt on the end of here and then went whoop, and then just put it through the hole like that. It has a little washer. It's just a bolt with a washer on it, so that it's, you know, pushing on more of the space instead of directly on the plastic. It's kind of doing it more of a, you know what the fuck I mean. One more thing I'm going to do with this is I'm going to glue these on here like this, so that when I screw this, they don't spin. You know what I mean? And then also, the way that I mounted this was, like I said, I lined up this part with the body line on each side and just found out exactly where I wanted it, the same amount of my thumb, like, distance on each side of the car, and then I just taped it down, lifted it up, and then drilled through the pre-existing holes for the original spoiler for this one right here. I just drilled through those pre-existing holes into here, and then in between the holes, this is where I did this shit, and then that's kind of how you have to mount it. This doesn't match, the contour of it doesn't match. I'll show you how to get this to actually sit flat on there. The key is you don't get it to sit flat on there, and you're going to use 1/8, I forgot what it's called, but I'll put a picture up on the screen of what I have to use to get this to actually look OEM. But yeah, other than that, I'm just going to paint it, changing the bolts from here and here to here. Okay, so one of the first things that I'm going to be doing before I can paint this is I want to, I think I already said this, but these bolts, I want them to not spin when I go to tighten the bolt. Yeah, this will piss me off. First thing I'll do is I will take this washer and this nut and I will glue them together like this, and then once it's dry enough, I will put the magnet back on this, put some glue on the bottom of the washer, and then put it back in there, and then tighten the nut against it so it actually fucking, like, you know what I mean, like it's stuck on there, so that these are just like sitting there. When I go to tighten the nut on there, this doesn't spin. And then I can use one of those nuts that has like the what's it called, like the little stuff inside that makes it to where it doesn't back out. I can use one of those and I don't have to worry about trying to tighten it from the other side, because I can't fucking tighten it from the other side. See what I'm saying? That's why I gotta glue that shit. So we're gonna try to do it like that. Glue is very excited. All right. And then I'm going to put the screw in that mug. Nice, there is glue on the threads. That is amazing. This is what I mean by once it's held on enough, like it's just not gonna. All right, here we go. The washer is not falling, it's good enough. And now I will put glue on that part and then hold it with the magnet. I'll put some glue on this sumbitch like this, all over the washer, like that. Then put that shit back in the bumper. This isn't a bumper, is it? Is this a bumper, dumbass? No. So why are you calling it a bumper? Are you okay? Okay, so now that I did that, the glue should glue. If it doesn't, fuck. Alright, so what I've done is I did this on all 4 of them, but I put glue on the area where there's the washer and the top area of the bolt, and then I stuck that through, and then I threaded these nuts onto it to just like smash it on there so that it's like actually staying glued and staying like it's gluing and it's not gonna fucking move. Like whenever I take these nuts off, these should be like locked in so that whenever I go to put it on, I just fucking put these into the hole in the trunk and then just tighten the nut around it, and then you don't even have to worry about this spinning in here, holding something in there on the other side to get it to stop spinning. It's all good. It's just all just glued in, so you don't have to worry about it. Alright y'all, this is how I have it hung so that I can paint it. I ended up using just like a normal wire and then just putting it through the access hole that I made, and it just leaves it suspended. I just need to sand it, wash it, wipe it down with some alcohol, and then do the primer, and we could start all that, but my dumbass hung it before I sanded it. Alright you guys, I'm spraying it down. I'm just gonna clean it off first, then I'll sand it off with 400. I'll put it back on there, then I'll do the primer. Okay, I actually ended up switching where I'm doing this at, because I noticed that over there, there's the fan for the AC, and it's like blowing like little things all over it, and I was like, oh my god. Oh my god, like I was trying to wipe it off with alcohol, and it was blowing all over it. So I'll just wipe it off with alcohol again over here, and then I'll start with the primer. I got the spoiler all wiped down, but one thing I forgot to mention was these are the paints that I'm using. I heard if you do gray and then whatever color you're gonna do, it makes it more like you don't have to use as much of this, if that makes sense. If you put gray first, and like this kind of gray, not like dark gray, like, you know what I mean. But yeah, another thing I also forgot to mention is before you use your spray paint, you should get like some pretty hot water and just put these in there, and then just let them kind of chill in there for like, I don't know, just kind of until these go to the same temperature as the water. And then don't like spray it while it's hot as fuck, but like, you know what I mean? Like, you don't want there to be a bunch of clumpy ass paint in the fucking can, and then it sprays on your project and it looks fucking garbage. So you need to just kind of watch. I'll show you what I did. Okay, so pretty much what I did is I like filled the water level up to like right there, and then I put the paints in them. I got like the hottest water that my sink will do, which is like, I can still have my hand in there, so don't even worry about it. Okay, yeah, let them sit in there. Don't let the fucking thing get clogged with water. I'm probably about to have to let mine dry before I try to spray my shit. Okay, so I feel like I've let the paint sit in here long enough and become the temperature of the warm water. I'll probably end up just pulling it out now and not, I don't want it to be hot as fuck, but you know what I mean. I'll just pull it out now. I thought about, because this is still gluing in here, I have this just tightened on here so that it, you know what I mean, is pressing against it. I thought about just landlording the shit out of this, and I think that is what I'm gonna do. I'll probably just spray over everything and unscrew this later, because I think I'm gonna use a different, like this one doesn't have like that plastic stuff on the inside that makes it not come off, if that makes sense. I don't know what it's called. I don't remember what they're called. I'll probably fucking put a picture of it on the screen. They also did provide like a spare nozzle just in case one of these gets clogged up and starts sputtering and shit. Okay, now I am ready to do the primer. I think I called it base coat earlier, but it's not base coat, it's primer. But yeah. One of the things that you got to do when you're spraying this is make sure that when you do it, you're not starting on the project. You're doing off, across, and well, start, stop, if that makes sense. And I gotta like literally do one of these. So it's best to start with the bottom and then do the top. Make sure not to fucking spray as close as I just did right there. Like, step back to like here with it. Dude, what the fuck? This ice cream truck. Kind of just wait for this until you can touch it with your hands, but it's still tacky, and then I'll start with the base coat. Okay, so the fucking like label came off my can, so it looks like I'm just spraying like mystery liquid all over it. But I assure you, this is blue pearl or something, eternal blue pearl. And this, yeah, I'll start spraying the base coat now because I'm pretty sure it's dry. You can tell like some of the spots are like uneven, but I don't know how much that matters, but we're gonna see. I'm pretty sure it actually does matter because it affects the surface of the fucking of the spoiler, but we're gonna find out. Okay, that is you gotta be so close, and it's sputtering like a bitch. Okay. Okay, I'll see how I feel about it after I keep going. It's the wind fucking with me right now. The wind is fucking with me so hard right now. You could actually see that this is moving, and it's because the wind just came in all of a sudden. Like now, as I was about to start painting this. Didn't really mess anything up, but instead of one of these, it gave me one of these. Okay, so I sprayed the first coat. It's looking like we got about like 38% of the can left. I'm gonna try to cover it all. I do not want to have to buy another one of these. I do not want to have to, but I think I can cover it if I lock in. You know what I mean? If I lock in. But yeah, this is what it's looking like. It is a dark blue, like the Civic. But is it the same blue? That's the question. Probably not. Probably not. Let's be dead serious right now. Probably not the same blue. But if I was fucking all the way over here, if I was all the way over here, think about it. Come on. Come on now. The bottom also needs some more paint. Yeah. Okay, it is literally the next week because I ran out of paint as I was painting, and I was like, bro, there's no way. So I had to wait like a whole week to get another can. So when I moved it, I didn't wait long enough to, and this is like a good example too. When I moved it, I didn't wait long enough to pick it up and move it. So I left like fingerprint indentations, and you can kind of see them if you look like really close. I don't know, but pretty much what I did is I got this grit that I'm going to use at the end. I don't remember what grit it is, 1500, and just sprayed water on it and just sanded it like very soft until it like you can't feel, because I'm still going to spray more base coat on it. And then I'm gonna do it just everywhere where there's like a little thing like this shit right here. Sand this, and then just barely to where you can't feel it anymore, and then spray over it again. After you sand it, you wipe it down with alcohol again. But you probably noticed my 70% caught on fire one time. But if you notice that the 70% is leaving streaks, 91% normally doesn't, but I feel like it burns some of the paint away, so you gotta be careful with like pushing too hard. But it does actually, and I did just put the oils of my skin back on it, but fuck. Yeah, if you notice streaks, use 91, but just try not to press too hard. I feel like it does burn some of the paint away, or maybe it doesn't, maybe I'm just fucking stupid, I don't know. But yeah, I'm just gonna put some more base coat on it until it's completely covered, and then come back later, sand it a little bit, and then put clear on it. What I'm about to do is you can kind of see these little marks that came from when I was moving it and stuff. Came from my hands, but it's on the outside of the base coat. Pretty much what you want to do, spray it with water. Any orange peel areas, that's normal. But like if you have some shit that feels hella rough, or like some like weird situation like this going on, just sand everything until it's like just all like the contaminated areas, you know what I mean? Sand it till it's like feels smooth, and then when you put the clear coat on, it'll just be like beautiful. And then this shit, if it's like on the outside of the base coat, if you're sanding it, it should come off, so you should be good. Okay, so this is after clear coat. I'm just gonna wait for this to dry and then take these off and put it back on the car, and then I'll put the little, I think it's called the neoprene stuff for the gap. Okay, so what I have to fill the light gap of these is this stuff right here. It should like make it waterproof to like for shit not to come in here, and then also, you know what I mean, the low light gap. I already got one of these on here. They don't really look too pretty, but you're not gonna really see them, I don't think. But this is kind of how I did it. Oh shit, oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. So you can kind of see the cut that I made. I just put 2 holes in it, put it on the holes, and then feel the edges, and then make like an indentation or just like a small cut with my knife, and then cut it out with scissors, and then put it on there all nice and pretty like that. Okay, so both sides are done. Got it on this side and this side, and boom. Pretty sure that's all I'm about to do to this thing. Those are pretty much just going to stop any water from getting in there, and should be able to just mount it on the car now. Stick those through and just thread the nuts on, and it's all good.